for Friday, February 6th, the 37th day of 2026. There are 328 days left in the year. Good morning, MV, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station, 103.9 The Moose, live online at K105.com, via the Apple and Android smartphone app, using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast, the Facebook, YouTube, Spotify podcast. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. We are probably going to get back to Cougar basketball tonight. We'll talk about that. It'll be homecoming night. It's Super Bowl weekend. We'll talk about that. And it also is the beginning of the Winter Olympics. That and a whole lot more coming up today. Here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Are you ready for the Olympics?
Sure. I'm just happy it's Friday.
As ready as you're going to get for the Olympics. I don't know if it makes it any better, but for the first time, American Olympic athletes are going to get $200,000, a bonus for just participating in the games. Every athlete, no matter how they finish, they're getting a $200,000 bonus.
Okay.
Now, it is a bit odd on how the payout is coming. The first $100,000 will be granted to them either 20 years after their first qualifying Olympic appearance or when they turn 45 years old, whichever comes first. The other $100,000 will be granted as a guaranteed benefit for their families after they die.
That is very interesting.
It's weird the way that the payout is coming, that half of that money is actually after they're gone. And so my guess is, I think, well, where does this money come from? They're putting it in some type of savings bond or something like that. Has to grow over a 20-year period, and then so anyway, a little extra cabbage for going to the effort. The Winter Games get underway later today. Actually, they're underway already. He is a 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio News Hawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Litchfield. He's Sam Gormley, and the sports. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I was curious to know if you thought they got it right with Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford, the NFL MVP. Did you think that was the right choice?
Yeah, 100%.
I thought it was really cute. He had his 4 daughters up there on stage with him. They were all dressed the same. They kind of looked like a miniature football team. Anyway, he seemed like a pretty good guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's been around a long time. So, yeah, I mean, I got nothing against Matthew Stafford whatsoever, even though he did beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Is there anything else that happened on the NFL honors last night that was a surprise or that was worth mentioning?
Once I learned that my Bengals weren't going to get in the Hall of Fame, I protested. So I didn't watch.
Make it, huh? Okay. So
I didn't watch, so I have nothing to bring you from it.
And
there were no Bengals up for awards, so I didn't have much to watch.
Sure. Did you happen to see or learn otherwise who won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award? That's usually interesting to me.
It wasn't Ted Karras, so I was it didn't come across. I mean, I can Google it who it was. Yeah, Bobby Wagner.
Bobby Wagner, who's
from
Bobby
the Commanders.
Wagner play for? From the Commanders. The reason I find that interesting is I always follow Hard Knocks and the Hard Knocks in season, and they typically work that in. Each of the NFL teams gets one benevolence and their good works and their charity work, their outreach, etc. And it's always nice to see them find out when they learn that they've been nominated for that, because it's kind of a non-football award and not everyone, gets to do it. It goes into things that happen outside the play field of play.
Yeah, it's really cool. Ted Karras, who is the Bengals nominee, I've worn that hat that says Cincy sometimes, and he created this hat brand, Cincy hats, and all of the money that he gets from that goes towards a village in Cincinnati that houses disabled adults.
Oh.
So like developmentally disabled adults and so on. And there's videos that you can find of them coming to games wearing his jerseys and him meeting them after. And I'm sure it would tug at both of your heartstrings.
Yeah, I love stories like that. That's what I kind of.
Yeah, Ted's a really good guy.
I love about sports. Wintry weather hanging around. There is some wintry precipitation going off, but it's from the Madison, Indiana over to Frankfort type area. So it's off to the northeast of Louisville. Sam's hometown is probably getting another inch of snow this morning or something like that as they move in that direction. But we're not gonna see that today. We're going to see a high of 40 today. We're getting a few peaks of sunshine at the moment. Some scattered snow showers regionally throughout tonight. We could get we probably won't be able to tell it, but we could get a dusting tonight. And all that might do is cover up the few bare spots that have revealed themselves over the last couple of days. There should be more of a melt going on today as well with a high of 40. We'll see an overnight low of 17, so cold overnight. Partly cloudy for tomorrow, a high of 27. And then we get warmer as we get into next week. We'll get into, again, I think I still saw here between the lakes, we may touch 60 degrees one day next week. But we'll be a little bit cold for your Saturday, warmer on Sunday, then steps up into the 40s, into the 50s, and maybe even 60 sometime next week. So maybe the snow will get out of the way by maybe middle of the week or so. But again, we'll have those piles for a while. Some of the biggest national news this morning is that AG Pam Bondi has announced that they have made an arrest. 14 years later, they have made an arrest on the alleged leader of the attack on the U.S. Embassy in Benghazi 14 years ago. So they have made that arrest. He was taken into custody and landed on American soil early this morning. So if you've not seen video of that yet, you will learn that in the coming, you'll see that video in the coming hours. Also, last night we got a closer understanding of what the Trump RX website is. The president talked in primetime last night about a website that says it will help patients buy prescription drugs directly at a discounted rate at a time when healthcare costs and the cost of living are growing concerns for Americans. It almost is if you will, a clearinghouse of, it brings together all of the deals that the manufacturers, not the insurance companies, that the manufacturers are offering, and put them together in one location where you can browse through them and see what the alleged best available deal is. So it might be worth going to trumprx.gov and just seeing your medications and seeing if there's a better deal than what you're able to do, like if you're paying out of pocket or something like that. Some local headlines. Grayson County man's death is being blamed on the winter storm. 77-year-old John Noblet of Litchfield died January the 26th at noon after being found unresponsive on Buffalo Road. That's off Highway 54. The EMS and Litchfield Fire responded to the scene about 10 a.m. as Noblet was found unresponsive by his truck, which had become stuck in a creek bed in single-digit temperatures. He had been exposed to the elements for several minutes, and his feet were resting in a creek. The victim had been feeding his livestock when his truck became stuck. So the coroner's office released a statement and said, after reviewing the circumstances surrounding the case, the cause of death was ruled accidental hypothermic cardiac arrest related to the winter storm. So it adds to the total that we've been giving you. Residents of the city of Clarkson are going to vote on whether to allow alcohol sales within the city limits. The Grayson County Fiscal Court had a special meeting yesterday and accepted and approved a petition presented to the court requesting a vote on the matter at a special meeting yesterday. 2 of the 6 magistrates, Brian Ashley and Neil Saltzman, voted against placing the matter on the ballot. Only residents of the city of Clarkson will vote on whether to allow alcohol sales in the city limits. That election is scheduled for May the 19th. Now, the immediate question is, well, what type? And that remains somewhat unclear at the moment. I think they're still trying to figure out how that looks on the ballot, but they were up against, I presume they were up against some type of deadline to make the ballot, which is why the need for the special meeting after receiving the petition that met all of the qualifications. But conventional wisdom is the ordinance would look a lot like Litchfield's. So the way that Litchfield's ordinance is written, you remember Litchfield went through limited 100, and then they went a step further and went to the package sales, et cetera. And then the number of those stores are set by population amounts, et cetera. So I think Clarkson is a different class size city. So I don't know that the exact rules, if they vary or they differ, or the limitations, but I believe the end goal is that it will be an ordinance that functions similarly to Litchfield. Now, the particulars that go along with that remain to be seen, but I'm sure they will be forthcoming. A man has been found guilty of killing an Adair County child in a car crash. 47-year-old Joel Hammock was from Crossville, Tennessee. He was found guilty on Monday of murder, 2 counts of first-degree assault, 2 counts of fourth-degree assault, and possession of marijuana. There was a 3-day trial over in Casey County. There was a change of venue from Adair County, where the crash occurred. The jury has recommended life in prison for the murder conviction and 2 counts of first-degree assault, which is the maximum sentence allowable under Kentucky law. This goes back to a crash that occurred December 21st of 2024. This man was driving on the Columbia bypass in Adair County, and he was driving an F-150 at a high rate of speed, says the case. And he was under the influence of drugs and alcohol when he struck the rear of a Kia Sorento, and that crash resulted in the death of a 7-year-old child named Rose Morgan, injuries to 4 other people in the Sorento. 2 of them sustained serious injuries. So he was held accountable for causing that crash and held responsible for the death of that 7-year-old. Legislation has been introduced in the Senate and House in Kentucky that would ensure Kentucky families don't lose access to SNAP benefits if the federal government temporarily stops or delays payments during a federal shutdown or funding lapse. It's Senate Bill 135 and it's House Bill 522. They are sponsored respectively by Senator Cassie Chambers from Armstrong from Louisville and Representative Ann Gay Donwith from Lexington. It would establish a narrow, time-limited process that allows the governor to intervene and prevent interruptions in food assistance while requiring the Commonwealth to pursue reimbursement once federal funding resumes. You can read the particulars of that bill online. It's either Senate Bill 135 or House Bill 522. It's probably not going anywhere because they don't have the votes. It might be a worthy cause or a worthy move, so we'll monitor it and see. But it is. I don't expect that it's going to get a lot of traction. Something that will be talked about considerably is a bill that's aimed at stabilizing Kentucky's struggling emergency medical services system. Is drawing strong support from first responders and local officials, and then getting a little bit of caution from the health insurance industry over potential cost increases. It's House Bill 447, and it is sponsored by Representative Rebecca Raymer from down in Morgantown, and it would require health insurance plans to cover emergency ground ambulance services, including those provided by out-of-network providers. The measure would also establish minimum reimbursement standards and prohibit balanced billing for patients. So the tough economic model of the ambulance service business has created these large, what are called ambulance deserts across the Commonwealth, because it's not fiscally sound to be able to operate in these areas when the reimbursement rates for these services are so low and set by someone out beyond their control, or it can be providing sticker shock to families who get the bill later down the road. We also have an overburdened EMT and paramedic base. You got people who are working multiple jobs and they're overworked and they're having PTSD, et cetera. And so it is placing a big burden on that industry. And this piece of legislation is aimed at trying to solve some of those problems, especially in rural areas where some companies have just gone out of business because they can't continue to operate at a loss. There's a financial formula in there that says that the minimum amounts that can be paid to reimburse. The health insurance industry says that premiums could increase by about $1.27 per person per month. So family of 4, that'd be $60 to $70 extra dollars per year. When you do that collectively over a state of 4 million people, I guess it adds up to a significant amount, but it's probably not bad coverage if you know that you're not going to get stuck with a big, huge bill should you run into some type of emergency where you need to be rescued or transported. Legislation designed to help keep Kentucky farmers more easily sharing their products and students' meals continues to advance in the General Assembly after winning approval from the Senate yesterday. Senator Jason Howell from Murray is the sponsor of Senate Bill 5, said one of the prime goals is to put more locally grown produce into schools to benefit students' nutrition, among other things. It passed 38-0 in the Senate, now goes over to the House for consideration. After much waiting and lots of maybe patience or impatience, it does appear homecoming night is going to happen on schedule at Grayson County High School. Sam, Whitesville coming to town?
I can say it is happening.
Okay.
I just, in the last 10 minutes, did get confirmation that, barring something obviously drastic happening, it will be Whitesville Trinity at homecoming for Grayson County sports tonight. Be good to be back.
I felt like that based upon the messaging that I was seeing yesterday from the schools and from the high school in particular about homecoming night, also talking about like the band. There'll be no pep band tonight because there's no school today, I think is the way they operate. But the messaging that I was seeing was like, yeah, they plan to play basketball tomorrow night. And it's not just because conditions are okay, but these district games, if they don't get them played, they may run out of runway.
That's a big thing. And then also, I already know that when this starts to come out, like when we post it here in a little bit, that game is on, that there'll be some people, well, they're not having school. Why are they having games?
Right.
And I think the biggest thing is that you don't have to go. You can stay home and watch, whereas school, is something where heck, my street did not get cleared off until in the last hour.
Wow.
So to the point where it's still now I can finally see the pavement for the first time in 2 weeks. So it's just kind of saying that, if you can't get out, if you don't want to get out, stay home, watch our coverage, and we'll have it for you that way, or listen to it, or however you want. But that's the biggest difference from this, is that you don't have to go.
Yeah, there's no requirement for you to be there in person. And in fact, there's no requirement for you to watch, Ivan. I mean, if you don't like something, turn it off, do something different. But the coverage is available for you. The biggest thing about school being canceled, it is about having to distribute the school bus system out to retrieve the people and return them to the campuses, not the campuses themselves. So it's not an apples and apples comparison when people make that argument.
And you have to think our friends from Whitesville are just going to be coming down past the Black Cat down 54, so they won't have many issues at all.
Yeah, they should be just fine. And really, the burden is on them to get here.
Correct.
Right? It's not a big deal for us. They got to make the travel, and so it appears that they will. And that will happen tonight. Coverage about 5:40 this evening. Girl-boy doubleheader on homecoming night. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got more on the way. Hang around here on In the Know.
At Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield, Dr. Priyank Chauhan provides compassionate care for adults and seniors. Board certified in internal and geriatric medicine, he's dedicated to managing chronic conditions, preserving independence, and enhancing the quality of life. Proudly serving Grayson County, because your health matters. Schedule today. Call Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield at 270-259-8888.
Discover the power of peace with Blanton Electric's Generac automatic standby generators. Tailored for those who refuse to be left in the dark, these generators promise unmatched reliability when the power grid fails. Enjoy flexible financing options and the assurance of seamless energy. And with Blanton Electric, you receive more than just power. You get Troy's expertise and a free quote, serving Grayson County and beyond with Generac generators. Call 270-723-0838 or visit BlantonElectricINC.com.
Today, successful small businesses are lean, portable, and focused. If you're running your own business, you need to stay in tune to your customers, vendors, and employees. That doesn't leave much time for processing payroll and reporting, much less the overall performance of your business. The firm of Buckles, Travis, and Hart has a full offering of services for small businesses. Payroll processing, tax liability, unemployment, and financial reporting, just to name a few. Think of them like a built-in business manager, but they don't get sick and they don't ask for time off. Call or contact today to help get your business focused across the board. Buckles, Travis, and Hart. 270-259-5604. GraysonCPAs.com.
Not everyone's cut out for the open road. Some folks like the steady 9 to 5. Others crave the call of the wild or the unpredictability of a snowstorm. That's where Youngblood Excavating steps in. If you've got a Class A or B CDL and ADOT medical certificate, we need you for our snowplow team. Part-time on-call November through April. Answer the call and earn $32.50 per hour. If you're up for the challenge, contact Youngblood Excavating on Facebook. Drive with purpose. Drive with Youngblood. Call 270-804-3999.
At your global getaway, we're all about creating unforgettable journeys. Now's the perfect time to plan your 2026 adventure. Fancy a Royal Caribbean cruise, a Hawaiian escape, or a magical Disney World trip? We've got you covered. As a Royal Caribbean Master of Adventure, we're here for your cruise weddings, honeymoons, and vow renewals. Trust us, you'll be in expert hands. Visit yourglobalgetaway.com and let's make your dreams a reality. Your adventure awaits.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education close to home at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that begin March 16th. Call 270-259-1540 or visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, college for the real world.
Intel CEO says the chip company is investing more into making GPUs. NVIDIA currently dominates the market for graphics processing units. It comes as Intel is trying to turn around its once dominant chip business. Labor leaders from California and other states like Iowa, Nevada, and North Carolina want California Governor Newsom to meet with them and take action on AI in the workplace. They say Newsom needs to address AI issues now, especially if he plans to run for president in 2028.
This governor has refused to meet with us on this issue. Some of you know we support the governor when he supports workers. Nobody worked harder on Proposition 50. We were right there with him. I was at every press conference.
Lorena Gonzalez, a former state lawmaker and head of the California Labor Federation, criticized Newsom for favoring wealthy tech industry leaders over workplace protections. And the CEO of Pinterest is firing workers who created a tool that tracked layoffs at the company. Last week, the website said it's laying off nearly 15% of its staff as it invests in AI. Tech Report, I'm Mark Mayfield.
Today is Bubblegum Day. It is, I'm reminded, I used to have my little bubblegum enterprise. I was in the bubblegum business when I was in elementary school. There's a big margin in bubblegum during that time. It's frozen yogurt day today. Just take your yogurt outside and that'll solve the problem by itself. Chopsticks day. You got frustrated with chopsticks last week, didn't you?
Yeah, I usually do.
Yeah, I'm a fork guy.
You're a fork person?
Yeah, I know. About a year ago or so, my mom was down visiting my brother, and we went to a ramen place in Bowling Green, and my little brother brought out the chopsticks, and I was like, just give me a fork and a spoon. I was like, I'm not dealing with this, and he's like, well, can't you use them? I was like, I don't want to have to work any harder than I actually have to get my food.
I'll say that I can use them, but I don't use them properly. Like I can get.
Are you a stabber?
No, not quite.
Okay.
I can get the sushi roll to my mouth, but the problem is I have to eat the entire bite, like the entire circle, the entire roll bite, because I will
don't
lose.
Do that.
I don't have that big of a mouth, believe it or not.
Some of these signature rolls are so big.
Okay,
it's even hard for me to do it.
Yeah, now the little
I got a big
California
mouth,
roll or whatever. But so I look crazy because that black wrapper stuff is like falling and it's just wild. I'm like, okay.
I don't know how people eat rice.
And I sit there with my cheeks ballooned out like a chipmunk because it's it's just so, I don't know how people eat rice either, right?
Yeah. I use chopsticks for sushi, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I'll give it a try, but
sushi. I got these great 2 chopsticks right here.
Right. It just, I don't know if
finger and thumb.
It makes me feel exotic because look, I can use chopsticks, to grab one piece of things. But what are you going to eat? Rice by the little kernel?
I know.
One little piece of.
Yeah.
Like, how do they do that? I don't know. It is Ronald Reagan Day. You'll find out why at the end of the show. It is Wear Red Day today. I'm wearing my version of red today, as I always do.
I wear red a lot. I had it on yesterday.
Pay a Compliment Day. Tomorrow is Ballet Day, so shout out to Reese the niece and her balletness. Fettuccine Alfredo Day tomorrow. Wave all your fingers at your neighbor's day tomorrow, not just the one. Patty Melt Day is tomorrow. Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday, of course. It is Super Chicken Wing Day on Sunday. Sunday is also Potato Lovers Day. And if you so choose to, you're going to have both potatoes and chicken wings on Sunday.
Okay.
Potato skins?
No, these are just going to be fries, just crinkle fries. Although I will tell you, this has nothing to do with potatoes, but yesterday I was thinking, some homemade nachos might not be too bad. We got those restaurant-style tortilla chips. Throw some beans and ground beef and sausage on there and sour cream and cheese.
I'll see. I know Skyline dip usually will be on my list. I'll have to make some of that on Sunday, and I might do some potato skins too. That sounds pretty good.
Ooh, those sound good too. Yeah.
The good
I
thing
like
is,
potato
like
skins.
I guess they still have the Fridays label, but you can buy the Fridays brand at the store.
That's the exact one I'm thinking of.
Yes.
Already
Put
done.
some sour cream on there.
Yum.
Good
Put them in
to
the
go.
air fryer, and probably done in no time.
Nearly half of Americans plan budget-conscious Valentine's Day celebrations this year, with 48% using loyalty programs and discounts, more than before due to economic conditions. A survey of 2,000 people found 87% believe inexpensive gifts can be just as meaningful as costly ones. Practical presents are gaining popularity, with 69% viewing them as thoughtful, compared to 30% preferring romantic gifts. I have seen a big shift in this just over the last 20 years, where it used to be poor form to buy your wife a vacuum cleaner. And I'm not saying it's currently okay to buy your wife a vacuum cleaner. That's suggesting you buy both of you a vacuum cleaner together if you might choose to use it. But I find that if you are observant to the needs that would help someone's life and make it easier, like the things that they do, if you can find even a not necessarily a luxurious solution for it, but a practical, well-thought solution to a problem that they might even not know that they have, that gift means a lot.
He is so good at that. I'm terrible. Like I'll receive something that I didn't even know I needed, and I go, what about that?
I would disagree with that. You got me a Christmas gift that has a lot of gadgets on it and it had a practical solution for a particular use. And I thought, that's well, and it's something I didn't know existed. So give yourself a little credit. Minute Maid has helped make orange juice a year-round staple since 1946, and it's going away. After 80 years, Minute Maid
Saw this
frozen
yesterday.
concentrate is biting
This is how
the
my dad
dust
would always do it.
in April. Growing up, it was the only way it could be done for me. Mom would get the cans of the concentrate, put them in. You have to make them because you're not going to squeeze the oranges. That's too fresh squeezed juice is not a thing. And then the bottling process wasn't nearly as good and as prolific as it is now. Now you can buy orange juice all the time, every day of the week, in every convenience store everywhere. It didn't used to be the case. And then it was very pulpy for people that didn't like pulp. Now protein shakes and energy drinks and the ready availability of orange juice means no one's buying the concentrate can anymore.
And see, I liked to keep, and I haven't done it in a while, I liked to keep the concentrate can of that and apple juice in the freezer because, we'll say an impromptu visit of a kid or a impromptu, breakfast or something like that. I can't keep regular orange juice in the fridge for as long as what I can keep a can in the freezer.
That's true.
And we just don't drink it daily to buy it that way.
So what do you think a can of concentrate costs? In your mind, if you're going to go pick it up, what do you think it costs?
Almost $3.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been a while since I've bought it. It's been a couple of years probably since I've bought like a grape juice one.
It's probably been a couple of years since you've bought it,
It
too,
has.
and that's the reason. So skyrocketing prices due to poor weather conditions in Brazil and Florida have driven prices up on oranges. And a 12-ounce can of frozen orange juice costs an average of $4.82 in December, which is 13% higher than in 2024. So, if you're thinking it's $3 and it's almost $5, it's not far from doubling in cost, and people are just going, it's not worth it, to have it.
It's more worth it than your orange juice sitting in the fridge and ruining
It
for
is.
me.
It is a convenience.
Yeah.
Of course, if
I
you
can
find
also run
yourself,
down the store.
that's the very next thing is that everywhere you can't swing a dead cat without hitting an Olson's Mercantile, and they've got all the orange juice that you need in a pinch. Now you're going to pay a premium for the convenience of it, but that's just the model on how.
And
on
let's
how
be
it
real.
works.
If there's one person that knows where they are too, it's her.
Yep.
Listen,
I can
she's got a
find 'em.
staff shirt.
I do. I have a staff shirt.
Got her name on it.
You just go in and
She
start
can
working.
walk in as like corporate about any place that she, and she's been known
I
to
could
work a
trip.
register.
I
before.
have. I could
Listen,
really trip some
when-
people out.
When the time calls, sometimes you got to work the register, right?
Isn't that the truth?
When
duty
when
duty
when
calls.
duty calls, without
You
a
just
doubt.
should have. Did you have to bring the Charmin?
Listen, that
Do
was
you have
a
to-
day.
Do you have to ring that up, scan it, and then throw it at the
Listen.
door?
Oh Lord.
Oh, I don't know that we ever. That's
That's a
probably a last
doozy.
show story. There are several last show.
I mean, that's
stories.
one that now it's been long enough too that nobody's going to be able to tell. I mean, it's
No,
been
because I
3 or
happen to
4 years,
know
right?
That, oh yeah, and I happen to know that
That person has moved
the,
on.
the person is
Okay,
has
yeah,
moved
but they
on.
still could be in the audience.
Yes, they could.
without
But
a doubt.
it's not like anybody would know who they were.
That's true.
It's a small town.
I don't have to
be-
give a location.
That's well, that wouldn't be hard to figure out, though. I mean, there's probably one that during that period that you frequented more than the others, I would suppose. But anyway,
I think I know which one it was, but now that I'm thinking that it
I
might have been a
think
different
about
one.
it. We had one from where we lived.
that's true. That's what I said. They're
The
everywhere.
work one, yeah.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
just cropping up everywhere. I mean, there's a new one between Caneyville and Morgantown that's crept up out of the ground. So
Oh yeah, that one's been there. That one's been there a little bit.
no, under construction.
Oh, another one?
Yes, there's one in Aberdeen under construction right now.
Oh, like down by the gas station there?
No,
I guess,
not even
in the dip.
yeah, it's after you get on 231. It's over on the right. It's between where you turn on 231 and the bridge. About halfway. Yeah, right on the right.
So the worst place I like to see, and then my favorite place to see is what you're saying. When
Yes.
when I'm going there, it means we're in Morgantown, and then when we're leaving, it's good, right? No, I'm kidding.
Pretty much. without
We'll
a
be
doubt.
there. We'll be seeing that a lot here in these next couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I hope
Forgot
so,
about
at
that.
least.
Sam, you are a person who, on the remote control, you are determined that the volume of your television is on an even number.
Yep. hmm
When you choose your row on an airplane, do you insist on an even numbered row?
No, but then again, I mean, legitimately, I think the only time I've done that maybe once, where I've actually picked my seat, because I'm not somebody that's wants to pay $20 extra. I don't care enough.
Are you left or right?
I'm
Do you want to be
left-handed.
port? Do you want to be port or starboard?
Okay, so let's just say that you are going through the cattle call and you don't have an assigned seat.
They're just going to walk in and sit down. Which side of the aircraft and what row are you sitting in?
Could
You-
there would be no
I think the way Sam would determine is he would look at
the people.
who is sitting. Yes, absolutely.
Is this person going to talk to me? Is this
Yes.
person going to leave me alone?
Is this person going to smell? Is this person?
Gonna-
And we have
Good.
like in a 3 and 3 configuration, then we know with the two of us, like, well, we're going to get somebody on a full flight, most likely. And we start out doing aisle and window, knowing that one of us is going to end up in the middle, and it's most likely going to be her. But we also on full flights start sometimes soliciting people. Like you see somebody come down the aisle, and you go, "Yeah, that's a good fit.
Yeah, that one.
That's a good. Let's do that," because you could easily, like a big mama womp
Yeah.
like or
Listen.
a person like BO, or they've got 4 bags, or they're just not doing well at life,
Right.
and you can be stuck in that situation for a long time. Well, you just got to be careful.
I like the man with the laptop, right? That is my favorite. He's
Mister, I'm going to get some work
Yes, Mr. I'm going to get some work done. I have on business casual, business, right? He's typically not going to take the armrest in the middle because he has manners. That if I'm angling for somebody, that's who I'm looking for.
There's interesting research on it revealing your personality on which side and which row that you choose. Sam, you were about to say something.
Yeah, when I went to Charlotte, coming back, it was lucky there was a guy that sat next to me on the ride back that he had to have been my age or in my age range, and he had his headphones in the entire time, like was walking down headphones, and I was like, oh yeah, this will be fine.
Yes.
I think we did the yep. Hi. Yep. Okay. Yep. mhm.
Yeah.
We
Almost
have
like a
acknowledged
little
one
fist
another.
bump, like we
Yeah.
got this.
We've
You're here too,
acknowledged
yeah.
that you are in existence because I think we both were at the Bengals game because I think we were both wearing Bengals stuff. So it was like, yep, good win. Now it's late. Let's go home.
Okay, so I would gravitate toward the right.
You would.
What does that say about me?
So you're more likely to end up with a vacant seat next to you on the right because more people come in and sit down on the left, or they pick the left because that is the driver's side of the aircraft, when that's completely not true. But in our minds, where we sit in a car when we drive makes us more likely to sit on that side.
Interesting. I do not see it that way at all.
Yeah. And so, but you're more likely, so as a result, more people are likely to choose the left, the port side, leaving more seats more likely to be vacant on the right-hand side.
So when you walk in
Yes.
and you're facing down toward the back of the plane,
Yes.
I'm choosing the right, but less people choose that.
Oh, no, no.
That's what I'm saying. I choose the right.
If you're seated on the
so
aisle,
that's different.
the left side of the
Gotcha.
aircraft, the port side
So
of the
I'm-
aircraft is
I'm
the
the
left.
normal person.
And so you would be on that side.
Gotcha.
When I'm telling you, you're more likely, if you'll turn the other way, if you go down the aisle and turn to your left, you're more likely to find a vacant seat.
Noted.
Just because of the way that people are.
Yeah, see, I've never gone that. Yeah, I've never put that much thought into it.
People that
Seems
don't
like
care,
it.
they just get on and go to
Yeah.
the rear of the aircraft. They're more like, it's about how people perceive control in an uncontrollable situation on people, how they choose and etc. Window or aisle for you? Given the choice
window.
between the two. Window. It depends upon, if it's dark, I want on the aisle because I can get up and get down whenever I want to and I don't have to climb over anybody.
Oh.
If it's daylight, I want the window so I can see the ground.
It's interesting that I choose window because I want out of there faster, but
Yeah, that's all.
I still choose window.
Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Weekend movie premieres and today's Did You Know? Coming up, you're on In the Know.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions for free. Call now and find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-340-5510. I'm here with spokesman John Wolf. So, John, tell everyone listening who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me here. It's always nice to answer the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, give us a call right now. 800-340-5510. You'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now. 800-340-5510.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center, may not be available in all states.
Did you know there's money available to help you pay for trade school or college? Yep, and all you need to do is fill out the free application for federal student aid, also known as the FAFSA. Completing the FAFSA costs you nothing but time, and it can pay off big. And there are experts across Kentucky who can help. For more info, visit gearupky.org/money. That's gearupky.org/money. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Okay, babe, this new home insurance, I'm bugging out.
Why did you say bugging? Ah! And why are you bugging?
I don't know what I'm doing. Why aren't you bugging?
Because we just need a State Farm agent. That's what they do. They help people understand their insurance and not bug out about it. Ah! And they're like there when you need them. Now quit bugging and say the jingle.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Doodah Hudson State Farm in Litchfield, 270-287-0287.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you by Youngblood Excavating Snowplow Team.
Twin Lakes weather. We'll see a wintry mix and some snow moving through parts of our region for the late morning and early afternoon. Temperatures today climbing into the upper 30s and the low 40s for tonight. Some additional scattered snow showers are possible as temperatures drop down into the teens. For tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds, highs in the 20s. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
did you know the original name for the butterfly was flutterby? So you can say either one.
Interesting.
Just choose whichever one you like. Flutterby or butterfly. Also, did you know the Americans just picked up a win in curling?
No.
The mixed team, co-ed team, just victorious just a few minutes ago. I think the hockey team won yesterday.
Do they still have? Weren't they last Olympics? Didn't they all have like Mario mustaches?
Oh,
all the men.
Yeah, it seemed like they did that. Yeah, no, it seemed like they're not doing any gimmicks or anything at the moment. So they play again. I think the curling. I think the semifinals start on Monday. I think this is pool play right now. Also, did you know? Because Cortina and Milan are the dual host cities for the Olympics, it's kind of spread out. Some of the alpine events are up in Cortina, where the mountains are, I believe, and Milan is more of your cosmopolitan type of events. 2 cauldrons, 2 lightings, 2 torches today for the opening ceremonies. The reason I say today is they start at 1 o'clock our time.
Okay.
But there'll be a reshowing on prime time tonight if you'd like to see condensed coverage. I would, being in our industry, I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall watching the NBC having to scramble to completely reshuffle their lineup without Savannah Guthrie. Now, Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski do a lot of the heavy lifting for the opening ceremonies and certainly with the figure skating, but without the lead, without the anchor. I mean, she's the centerpiece of the Today Show. So it must have been a struggle in order to try to figure that out.
Their other main guy is Tirico, and
he's got the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and he's busy.
Yeah. Maybe they called Bob Costas. Maybe he's...
Isn't he doing something for the Olympics?
He's probably doing something smaller, I would imagine. It's hard to have the Olympics without
Al
Bob
Michaels.
Costas.
I mean, I would give you all some time off.
Well, speaking of Al Michaels, did you watch it?
I did, Sam, and I
knew you would probably enjoy it.
I was so happy for you and your generation because it's a story that I lived. I was 9, and I know what the country felt like then. And then when Al said that's the first time he remembers hearing the chant USA, USA, and now that has just become so commonplace, over the last 45 years about things. And so, but it's a story that you had no way of living and knowing except for the Disney movie that was made. But from
it's a great movie. I love the movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. But there's some level of fiction to it. This is complete, full-on documentary, and it captures the spirit of the entire thing. It's got Herb Brooks' kids in it and the families and what it was like. The other thing that I thought when I was watching it, I thought Sam must be really appreciating how modern the Olympics look now. Like the venues, how groomed they are. Lake Placid was a podunk town that just happened to be cold. Did you see the ticket office? The ticket office looked like it could be on the square in Litchfield.
Oh yeah. I enjoyed it. I thought it was well done too. I think they did a really good job. I like when they had them all lined up and sitting on the bench and they were kind of just sharing stories and so on. And it was kind of one of those things that they probably just act like the cameras aren't here and just handle it as if you were. And I thought it was really interesting their comments on Herb Brooks.
Yes.
On how they're kind of like, yeah, he was kind of a jackwagon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and they hated that they never really got the opportunity to know Herb Brooks.
But I loved it from the opposite, is that they later figured out that he did that intentionally to force them to bond and come together. He wanted to be the common enemy of all of them instead of being Midwest versus Minnesota versus Boston, et cetera, et cetera. And so it worked brilliantly. And then, I don't want to spoil too much of it, but it's really good.
Yeah, if you're a fan of and I don't even think you necessarily have to be a sports fan for it to enjoy it on Netflix.
Correct.
What's it called? Miracle on Ice something, or I don't remember what it's called, but it's not hard to find.
Yeah. Oh, The Boys of 80, like Miracle, The Boys of 80. I think
that's
the
what
parenthetical title,
and it's really well done.
And the reason you don't have to be a sports fan is that George Will is in there as well as a political writer, but he was talking about how a lot of the nation's consciousness comes from sports, the mood, et cetera, living through the Carter administration and the Iranian hostage crisis that we were in the middle of. energy crisis, like there was no gasoline, like inflation skyrocketing, etc. America was unhappy. And then the improbable happens. Then I think that had a whole lot to do with President Reagan getting elected in 80. In November. I think the miracle on ice gave America a spirit that he rode into office, this patriotism and flag waving, etc. When we had spent the 70s, not we, the country as a we'd spent the 70s trying to burn the flag, out of the Vietnam era, etc. So anyway, it changed a lot. I think it did a lot for the country. New at the movie theater this week, Solo Mio is a Kevin James movie. He's been quiet for a while, so it'll probably be pretty good. So rom-com. Dracula is out today. Buffalo Kids is out today. And The Strangers Chapter 3 is out today. So I don't know why you'd want to go to the movies this weekend when there's so much to do. The Olympics are on. Women's ice hockey is getting ready to come on live.
Got plenty of Cougar basketball next few days, too.
Absolutely. Sam's going to Lyon County. You want to hear about all that. And so anyway, we'll set up your weekend coming up. You're on In the Know.
The longest problem in math is called the Boolean Pythagorean triples problem. Saying the math is complicated is like comparing an atomic explosion to a 4th of July fireworks. Let me put the complexity of this math problem into perspective. The equation is nearly 200 terabytes large. That's roughly equivalent to the amount of information found in the U.S. Library of Congress. The supercomputer that solved the equation was capable of 3 quadrillion calculations per second. It still took 2 full days for the program to run. What's remarkable is that this astonishingly complex math problem ultimately boils down to simple arithmetic: addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. Functions so common to everyday life that we hardly notice their importance. The world we live in can feel like a Boolean Pythagorean triples problem. Our culture faces complex issues and solutions are hard to come by, but one thing will always be true. The answers are rooted in life's most basic building blocks, which hold society together and allow it to function well. Like marriage and family, those institutions are to society what addition and subtraction are to arithmetic. They're so simple that we forget their importance, and yet the math is simple. Strong marriages and strong families make for strong communities, and strong communities make for a strong nation. For Focus on the Family, I'm Jim Daly.
When you give blood, you give life. And when you give life, you change lives. Make a life-saving impact by donating blood with Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center, your hometown partner. As the sole supplier of blood products needed in Grayson County, your donation ensures a stable and adequate blood supply for you, your family, friends, and your neighbors. You are the hero when you give. Feel the power of community and compassion in every drop. Give life and change lives with Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center. Life is on the line.
MB's Point to Ponder for today. Who wins the Super Bowl? Is this Super Bowl 60?
It is.
Yeah, Super Bowl 60. The choices are the
Thank you.
Seahawks, the Seahawks or the Patriots. Seattle Seahawks or the Patriots.
Patriots.
You're going for the Patriots. Interesting.
I don't know why.
Seahawks win.
I think the Seahawks win as well.
Oh, okay.
That's who I think will win. I would kind of. I've been mad at the Titans for quite some time.
You have.
And
it's been a minute.
Yeah, they have functioned very much like, I don't know, the Addams family just need to do something different. But they ran Mike Vrabel off, and now he's the coach of the year, and he stands the opportunity to be the only person in NFL history to win a Super Bowl playing for and coaching for the same team. And so they will look really dumb. They'll look exceptionally dumb for having run him off from Nashville, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they're a solid team. It is interesting at the AFC this year that he didn't have to go through any of the big dogs.
Yeah. The path was easier for them,
without question. I mean, even their division and what they played this year, they had an easy path. But hey, when you have an easy path, you got to take advantage of it, and they have. I just think Seattle's defense is probably the reason that they win the game.
Yeah, and I don't have any like crazy love for Seattle. I'm very much uninterested in the game itself because I don't like the Patriots at all.
Well, you like your Starbucks though, right? You got your Starbucks
because they're from
K-Cup.
Boston. I don't know. There's something about Seattle that I'm not sure why we can't we don't, as we say, G-haul.
Grey's Anatomy, but it's rainy and gloomy and
Yeah, I want to go there. I don't know. Just be like a quick visit. Winter Olympics opening ceremony at 1:00 our time today. It'll be on in prime time, of course. Prime time in Milan. My sleep score is going to be bad for the next couple of weeks because I'm always tempted to watch the late night coverage of the Olympics because they show some things like that's typically when they want to put the bobsled on and things like the luge.
Indoor
I may have to build the two different staircases that we have. I may have to build a luge.
Are Snoop and Kevin Hart returning to do their recaps?
Yes, I think Snoop is doing. Well, I don't know if they're doing the recap, but Snoop is going to have a major. I saw Snoop on a Zamboni yesterday. He was riding, got his big coat on.
There's your way to get her to watch, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Honey, Snoop's on. And then Cougar basketball coverage. So tonight, 5:40, Whitesville comes to town. It's homecoming night. And then the details on the trip tomorrow to Lyon County.
So first off, if you were planning on going to the world famous Owensboro Sports Center tomorrow for the girls' game, that got moved up to 3:00. So just as a heads up, if you're doing that, so that'll now be a 3:00 game. We will be in beautiful Lyon County tomorrow. 5:00 will be the start time as the Cougars take on the Lions. The Lion just won the All-A or the 2A, All-A,
right?
This past weekend. So that's a big test for this Grayson County squad. And then you go from them to Male, and then have Davis not far after that. So they're going to load up here over these next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's going to reveal a lot. Whatever happens doesn't necessarily have a direct impact, but it will be interesting to see what happens through that 3-game stretch as they poise for the postseason.
And they got some games in between Male and Davis, but yes, you're not wrong on that. And tonight, if the Cougars win tonight, they'd match their longest win streak in program history.
World famous Lyon County, Jim?
I'd go there 100 times before I had to go back to the world famous Sports Center.
Concessions are bad.
I have. Now, I will say that a couple of years ago, as we were leaving, they did come up to us because we were the last ones in there, and they said, "Hey, we got a couple extra personal pizzas. Would you and the crew like them?" I was like, "Listen," I said, "you don't have to tell that."
At the Sports Center?
Yes. So
they just
this
took
was
pity on you. They thought you were underprivileged or something.
Yeah, no, they don't. I don't know that I'm at the top of their list of people that they love when I roll in there. But as I tell them, guess what? Feelings mutual.
Yeah.
That's right.
Feelings mutual.
Today's highlighted history. This date, 1952, Britain's King George VI died at Sandringham House in Norfolk, which then brought QE2 to the throne. Birthdays today, Mike Farrell, who played B.J. Honeycutt on MASH, is 87 today. Tom Brokaw is 86. Kathy Najimy is 69. Robert Townsend is 69. Axl Rose is 64. Rick Astley is 60, and don't think he's ever going to give you up, because he's not. Gone but not forgotten, born in 1756, was Aaron Burr, sir. Babe Ruth in 1895. Ronald Reagan in 1911. Thurl Ravenscroft in 1914. You know his voice as Tony the Tiger, and You're a Mean One.
Okay, I
Mr.
thought
Grinch.
I thought that was yeah.
Zsa Zsa Gabor was born in 1917. Rip Torn was born in 1931. Bob Marley in 1945.
Well,
it's a big list. Oh, and Natalie Cole was born this day in 1950. This is Evelyn Knight.
A little bird told me that you love me.
Oh, a little bird told me. I guess that's where we got that phrase.
You mentioned Axl Rose too. You've seen the side by sides of Axl Rose and Mark Stoops, right? How much they favor one another.
I've been seeing that recently. Yes, I saw that on Twitter or something.
It is pretty funny that they favor one another.
If they each had the same haircut, they would look very similar. The Silhouettes get a job, number 1 in 58. Then I Saw Her Face. 1967, I'm a Believer. All right, let's go to...
While you're playing this too, tomorrow UK The denim jerseys. They just released them.
Oh, you've seen them?
They just showed the picture of them.
The
Why
denim
did we do
throwback.
this? I don't like these at all.
So
that might be my age.
My
but-
commemorative bottle of Makers on the shelf, they did the national championship bottle, is the denim label. That's the only piece of the denim that I have and will have.
I just don't like these. I don't know.
Yeah, they were ugly. Converse made them. It was before our deal with Nike, and they were ugly looking. I understand why Pope is doing it, but and really it's for the younger generation. It's like for you, trying to like bring you all along. And if you all don't like them, then like why are we bothering to do it? Let's go to.
I think I'm in the minority.
1994.
Okay.
There's some people that just love it because they're just going to love it because it's different. But there are some things that we went through in our life that are as okay with leaving behind. Not everything has to be brought back, is my point. Like CDs and vinyl records and things like that. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today said, it's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win that matters. It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win that matters. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know, and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here on Monday for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix is WKHG Litchfield, the Twin Lakes Best Mix.